Hey folks, this is Rob with Cherry City Guns and Ammo, and today we're going to take a look at the Sig & Sauer P320c. Stick around. Enter the Sig P320c. If you've seen anything about the P320s, you probably know that they're the most currently adopted U.S. military sidearm under the M18 designation. We'll go ahead and clear this real quick. As you can see, we have an empty mag, and we've got a nice empty chamber. This is the C, the compact. We have a little bit shorter barrel. We've got a shorter grip. But these are neat guns. If you don't know about them, they are the first, to my knowledge, completely modular handgun. And if you look, my serial number's right there, and that's shown through a little window. And that is because, let me see if I can do this real quick here. Magazine's in the way. I'm just showing a field strip in here. All this, there's this chassis in here, and I'm going to go ahead and risk it, even though YouTube will probably say I'm showing you how to build a gun or some crazy stupid thing like that.
It's just dumb.
Why is it dumb?
I don't know.
But there's a serial number. This is the gun. This is what's considered the gun. Everything else is an accessory. You can literally buy just this and then build your P320 from there exactly to your specifications. You go with the compact frame, you go with the compact short slide and barrel, and you can change the calibers. You can get them in 40 and 357 Sig. And then you can step up to a full-size frame. And this is something I do lots of times when I go to the range. This would be my carry configuration. But then this, once you put this into here, that goes on there, and you've got a nice full-size grip, which really makes it nice. The other nice thing is how cheap they are. You can get these grip modules for around $60. So it's a rather cheap, easy conversion to change from a nice compact carry gun to a bigger range gun, or your summer carry gun to your winter wearing a big heavy coat carry gun. You can just switch them over super easy. It is one small step beyond your typical field stripping. And let's put it back together on the full-size frame. I think all these shooting footage that I have that I'm going to upload for this video, I think it's all shooting from the full-size frame. But yeah, literally, you just do that. This is one step beyond a field stripping like you would for your general cleaning. Kind of wiggle your takedown pin back in there. Usually there we go. Wiggle it back and forth. And slide your barrel and slide assembly back on. Pop that down, that's it. We went from that to this. Now it's nice along, kind of like the Glocks. This is, in this configuration, you're really looking about a Glock 19, very comparable. And it uses a short 15 round capacity magazine. But if you're carrying with this, you've got the magazine for the full size grip. You can carry this as a backup, and it holds 17. And just like putting a Glock 17 mag in a Glock 19, it'll still fit in there and give you a little more capacity for your backup magazine. But obviously you can't put this in here. I mean, you can put it in, but it doesn't work. It doesn't reach up in there far enough. Anyhow, this is a very fun gun to shoot. If you look at it, it appears to have a very high bore axis, which it does, which lots of times that can make it difficult to manage and mitigate your recoil. But if you look in the shooting video I've got up here in the corner, it really doesn't. Lots of times if you go with that much of a high bore axis, it could really make it flip quite a bit. But this is a very soft recoiling gun. It probably helps that it's a 9mm. But really, it's a joy to shoot. It's light recoil, and it really has a great trigger. I'm going to throw the trigger scale on here and see exactly what it breaks at. All right, let's try this again. This really threw me off. I thought I was having problems with my trigger pull scale. My trigger pull scale is saying it is at a little bit over 6 pounds.
So I really enjoy shooting this gun. It's really a great gun. It's got a really sweet trigger.
6.5 pounds. Maybe it is,
Right off the,
but for it does not feel like that's
really
possible.
Is great. For a striker fired gun, that is.
Because I feel for a striker fired gun, it doesn't feel. I mean, it's got your typical striker creep, which they all pretty much have.
Right.
It certainly does not feel like 6 pounds. I don't know if it's somehow the geometry of the gun when you're holding it that makes it, I don't know, makes it feel like it's less heavy a trigger than what the trigger pull says it is. But it's a great feeling trigger, and I guess you're just going to have to take my word on that. Along with that, you've got a very nice tactile and audible reset. No matter what the trigger scale says, I think this has a rather nice trigger. Yeah, I think it feels good. And all the rest of the controls are very, they're in a good spot. They're easy to reach. You've got ambidextrous slide stop release. And you can switch the magazine out to make it set up for left hand. You know, if you're a gun manufacturer making semi-auto pistols, in 2020, if you don't have it set up to where you can switch it over for a left-handed shooter, you're missing the mark. Any good firearm these days, you should be able to switch that out, it seems like, in my opinion. Anyhow, yeah, this is a great gun. It shoots really well, really nice bright sights. There's a lot of nice aftermarket sights for these. This is kind of set up with a combat type sight where you completely pretty much obscure your target with the front sight. But you can get different front sights, and the way the SIGs are, the sights are all marked with a number, and it has to do with how the height is. So I am probably going to buy a different front sight that is a little shorter so that I can do a center of target hold versus a covering the target hold. I just personally enjoy that a lot better. And you can switch them out even to where you can do like more of a 6 o'clock hold. And that's all personal preference. There's no right or wrong there. It's just what you like. I really enjoy how the grip is contoured. And they both have a nice beaver tail. But the full size really has a pretty extreme beaver tail, which feels great. Although might not be good for carrying because maybe that would dig into you if you're doing like an inside the waistband holster. This is much more low profile, which would be easier for that, but it's still more than ample. You know, it's a good feeling beaver tail, even that smaller one. And you've got a huge amount of room in the trigger guard. You could be wearing heavy gloves and still have no problem getting in here and manipulating the trigger. Along with that, both frames seem to have a pretty good undercut, which allows you to get a nice high grip on that pistol. Even though it still seems like it has a fairly high bore axis, you get a nice high grip on it, and it's easy to control. Along with that, they both have an accessory rail for your lights or lasers or whatever you want to throw on there for aiming or whatever you're going to do. Anyway, nice serrations. Do your press check, or for your regular charging the pistol. Nice deep cuts, nice and sharp. Really dig into them. I really enjoy these. I really enjoy this pistol in general. You know, it's a great gun. SIGs have a really great reputation. These were having some drop safety issue. That appears to have been completely remedied. They did a big recall, and from what I understand, when they did that recall, they fixed that drop safety issue, and along with that, it upgraded the trigger and made it a better trigger overall. So don't hesitate to go out there and get one of these. There was an issue. It's been remedied. It's been remedied enough that the U.S. military has decided to make this their new sidearm, and it's getting some rave reviews. So pick up a Sig P320, get a bunch of cool stuff for it, make it your convertible gun that you can just change for whatever the situation is. I don't think you'll be dissatisfied. All right, folks, final thoughts on the Sig P320c. I really enjoy shooting this gun. It's one of my favorites to take to the range. The trigger's really good, although it appears to have a high bore axis. Managing and mitigating the recoil is very easy on this. It just shoots well. It eats any ammo I've put through it, and does it in a very fine fashion. Also, I love the modularity of the P320 series. This gun was originally just the the C, the compact. And, in summer type clothing, this would definitely be the way to go. Very easy to conceal and all that. But then, the versatility of being able to throw it into a different grip module and get a full-size grip, be able to hold a larger mag with a higher capacity, or for carrying like in the wintertime when you're wearing a heavy coat or something along those lines. Being able to switch it out is such a nice feature. And you can go from a carry gun, and then just by adding a few features, you can have a competition gun in the same gun, and just in 2 minutes time switch everything out and go from your you carry to the range like this, switch out to the full-size grip module, you put a longer slide and barrel on there, maybe even a different caliber, and go and shoot competitions all with the same firearm. It really is genius. I really enjoy this, and I'm going to add to what I own for this just so I can do more stuff with it. So overall, I would give this a very strong 4.5 out of 5 stars. The last 2 guns I've reviewed in a row, I really like them a lot. They're favorites of mine taken to the range, and I think they were just really well thought out by the engineers who put them together. They obviously took a lot of good feedback from people and tried to incorporate a lot of nice features. So I absolutely love them both. They're great. And if you were so inclined, pick one of these up. Thanks a lot, folks. Keep an eye out for our next videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell notifications so you can see when more content comes out. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.